guys, Harold Osmer, West Hills Wood. Here we go. Beginner woodworking series. I'm going to have to say that a lot because I'm getting comments already about who's this guy. I think, look, beginner series, okay? For you guys who are just getting started. Here's our first tool discussion about getting started woodworking. Once you've defined what it is you ultimately hope to build, then you can get started doing tools and whatever else. I said, but before then, the two most basic things you're going to need is a place to work and something to hold your material. The whole concept of woodworking is taking a tree, you know, the shape of a tree, right? Dimensioning that down to usable sizes of lumber that you can get into your house, making that even smaller so that you can put it together in some meaningful way where you can make use of it. All right, so you have to do a lot of cutting, shaping, bending, whatever it takes to be able to make something. All right, pretty straightforward stuff. There it is. You want to get started. I mean, you can use your kitchen table if you want, but I'm telling you, getting a little folding table, a little cheesy sort of folding table that'll, you know, reasonably sturdy, it'll be a whole lot cheaper than getting a new wife. So you maybe you want to consider that. Get yourself a little table, something you can work on, something you don't mind spilling some glue on, scratching up a little bit here and there. You'll be fine, because along the way, you're going to wind up doing all of that stuff. The next thing you're going to want to do is get some clamps. We use clamps every day to hold things, move things around the whole bit. Now there's a ton of clamps out there. I have a couple here on a table, the kind of clamps that I use virtually every day. We use a lot of these little spring-loaded, heavy-duty sort of clamps. Now if you don't have a good grip, you're going to have a hard time using these things. It's going to be troublesome. They got some that have little ratchets and things in them. They're not all that good. You want to be careful about that. But these are pretty quick for holding things together. You're going to have to get strong to use them, but we use that a lot. Oh, real quick too, this box that's holding all these in, my daughter made this box at one of those Home Depot kid things, and that got her interested in how things go together, and she's now an engineer, so go figure. But it worked out really well for holding all these clamps. And again, I use them all the time. There are some projects where I have every one of the clamps employed on the thing. So I use those a lot. The other clamps, the type of clamp that I use every day, these kind. I'm sure you've seen these. This particular ones we got over at the Lowe's. You get them. They come in a package, $4 for 20, or $4 for 25 bucks, something like that, and that's fine. And you just squeeze the end, and it brings them close together, and you release with this piece like that. But man, we use these all the time. They come in a variety of sizes, depending on how big a project you're working on. We use these two sizes the most. They also have these little ones, which we have them because they came in a package with the other ones. We don't use those a whole lot, but they're handy. Every now and then we have those. They also make them in honkin' size if you want to play that game. You can do that, and we do use these pretty regular. We use those quite a bit. The other kind of clamps that show up is a pipe clamp. You wonder why they call it a pipe? Well, it's a piece of pipe, crying out loud. And you crank these down, and it's good for working on really big stuff. But for you beginner guys, you're starting out small, you're not going to use a pipe clamp, and you really don't have much use for one of these yet. You will. You will. Right now, get yourself a bunch of these. You can find some of these at yard sales every now and then, but you can also pick them up at your local home center, Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, that kind of thing. And, get a bunch of them. Start out with 4, whatever it is, and go up from there. They get all kinds of different clamps. These are C-clamps, which are helpful for reaching in to where something like this doesn't reach. You can see where this can clamp here, but it doesn't reach that far. So that's where something like this will come into play, and you can reach in and do that. They're not as handy because you have to turn and twist as opposed to just squeeze. Often takes 2 hands to use. Not such a bad thing and not that hard. Geez, it's just clamps. But when you get your table, you're going to want to be able to hold things down, because you start trying to cut something that material is going to want to move, you're going to have drama. We don't want drama. We just want to finish the project. All right? So there you go. Harold Osmer, West Hills Wood.